am, as in the last video, going to ask you to just pretend like the laundry isn't there. I am beyond. I have evolved beyond folding laundry at this point in my life. So we're here to talk about books. Was I supposed to start this video on April 1st? Yes. Did I? No. I didn't start April 2nd either, or 3rd, or 4th, or 5th. Hi, it is April 6th. It's fine. I have till the end of the week. I have read one book this entire time. I was going to read We Hunt the Flame, but again, Scribd will not take my money. I have read, started, and finished in the time that I have been doing this particular part of the vlog, Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. It was really sweet and fun and quirky, and I really kind of liked the build to the relationship. My only issue is once we got to them being in a relationship, like actually expressing their interest in each other, I wanted a little more of that before the 3rd act breakup came up. This is probably the most unique 3rd act breakup I've ever read. Not that I have read a lot of romance, so like, don't come at me in the comments if I'm like, this has happened before. Like, it was weird and messy and very Brown sisters, and I loved the little cameos we got of Zaph and Red. Like, I love Red. Anyways, so I will say it's not my favorite in the series. If I were to rank love interests, it would be Zaph, Red, Jacob. If I were to rank books, I feel like it would be Chloe Brown, Eve Brown, no, Chloe Brown, Danny Brown, Eve Brown, like right in order. So I'm just gonna play this little voicemail that Christine left me while we were doing reading sprints. I made the mistake of letting her know my phone number, and she now has an American phone plan apparently. So I just get random weird calls while we are doing live shows together, like she is looking at my eyeballs. And she likes to call and leave voice messages like this.
You didn't answer my call. Why didn't you answer my call? I miss you. Pick up the phone, Margaret. I can see that you're not doing anything. I can see that you're trying to not look at me in the camera. You're reading some Eve Brown. Margaret, answer the phone and talk to me, baby. It was never the same without you. Okay, bye.
That's my friendship with Christine in a nutshell. No, not really. I would like to point out that I wasn't doing nothing. I was reading a book. And also not like it's funny, we weren't even to the smutty parts yet. We were just to the parts where they were being really embarrassing. And so therefore I needed to take a break. I highly recommend this series. I think they are really done well. I do have to admit that there were parts of Jacob that rubbed me the wrong way, but that's just mostly because he comes off as overly judgy in the first chapter, I want to say. He definitely grows on you. Like, he's really sweet once you get, like, to know him. I don't know what I'm reading next. I have started, it's over there. It's on the other side of my bed, so I'm not going to pick it up. Oh, wait, I have the cover here. I have started The Once and Future Witches. We're in the prologue, and there has been at least one word choice that I don't know how I feel about. I just, you could have written, you could have written that sentence without using that word. I love how she writes for the most part. I've already got, several sentences that they're gorgeous, and I've underlined them. And I like the main character I'm intrigued. I'm 7 pages in. I'm intrigued by the main character so far. But, I'm also much more aware of how the words you choose to describe people can still play into it. Conscious or unconscious biases. I'm highly considering reading more romance because I liked Eve Brown, but it didn't quite do it for me. I need more. I remember reading Chloe Brown and Danny Brown and just being satisfied at the end, and I like I said, I wanted more of them being together and being a couple instead of just a real badass work team. And so I don't know. I have a lot to choose from though. All right, so I have two author. Everything you just gonna give up? Like, what's your damage? I have two authors that have never let me down. I've got Sandaya Manon, also known as Lily Manon. I could read this one because I've been looking forward to it all year. I also have Party for Two by Jasmine Guillory. I also have one that I liked the first book, and so I'm ready to read the next book, which is The Bride Test by Helen Huang. And then I have two that I've heard good things about, but I've never read the author, and that's The Marriage Game by Sarah Desai and Well Met by Jen DeLuca. Do I have any idea what I'm going to do if I'm going to read any of these? Should I probably read the group book for Avengers? Yes. Am I going to? I don't know. I was gonna pick up Siege and Storm over here. But I feel like I need to be honest with y'all. Honesty is something I pride myself on. I picked up The Bride Test by Helen Huang, and I am enjoying it. I'm on page 50 at this point. I've been reading it for like 2 days, 3 days, possibly 3 days at this point, and I am highly enjoying it. It is... I'm going to really like this dynamic between the main characters. I just like already am rooting for Esme, and Kai just... The thing you need to know about Helen Huang is she is autistic, and so she writes some sort of autism rep into, I think, most of her novels. She's at least 2 for 2. I don't know about the third one in this series. And so Kai, who is the main love interest in this, is autistic, and he doesn't think that he can ever fall in love because he thinks there's something wrong with his emotions. And it's like, that hurts in and of itself. But then there's this scene, it's the very beginning, because you already know that like she's being brought over from Vietnam by his mom and all of that. There's this scene in the beginning where he's talking about how he wants to fidget, but he has trained himself out of it, and that just broke my heart, because you could just tell, like, he grew up in a family that maybe loved him. Like, it's clear his mom thinks she wants to do what's best for him, even though she's going about it completely the wrong way. It's clear his family loves him, but it doesn't feel like, at least from where I've been, it doesn't feel like he was necessarily accepted. And I'm just sitting there going, oh, just, like, so upset. Because I've read so much. My assumption is that basically what they did was they trained stimming out of him, and that hurts my heart. I am assuming he is going to be able to kind of accept himself more. It does mention that, like, they took him to a doctor as a child, and the doctor did diagnose him with autism, but everyone in his family basically was just like, that's not a thing. Okay, it's Friday, and this is an update. I've read a lot of this. I'm on page 167, Mom. If you are watching this, stop watching now. So this book is so good. It had me reading at stoplights. I'd be like, stop. And I'd be like... Like, I was like, oh my god, I need it. We're starting to get a little bit more into Esme's kind of hang-ups and her issues, and like, you can tell how she feels insecure about herself, and you can tell from the ways that she feels insecure about herself, you can tell some of the things that have been said to her throughout her life, and it's heartbreaking. Her insecurity mostly revolves around her socioeconomic status, around how she looks, about the fact that she is mixed race. Her father was American, or white American, and then her mother was from Vietnam. Her mother still lived in Vietnam. What am I saying? I need to edit videos, because if I edit videos and I don't stop doing Veda, Christine will never be able to call me Mags again. Just that's the deal. That's the bargain we're striking. That's the bargain we are striking. Hello, don't mind me while I just get things set up for the Avengers watch along that's happening today. It is Avengers, right? I have to push play in 2 minutes, so we're gonna keep this short. I finished The Bride Twest. The Bride. God dang it. Oh, okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. I had a panic moment, but we're good. The Bride Test by Helen Huang. This was absolutely adorable. I think it's possible I might like it better than the Kiss Quotient just because the build between Kai and Esme at the beginning was just wonderful and adorable, and I loved it. And so now we come to the question of, what am I reading next? Oh, well, more about this. I thought that the ending was maybe a little bit rushed in certain places. I would have liked a little bit more, but I'm starting to think that maybe you just don't really get that with most romances, which makes me sad. Because I would like a little more denouement, a little more than like just a quick epilogue. I think so far, the ones that have really hit it have been Chloe Brown, Danny Brown, and the Kiss Quotient. I felt like that just really made things perfect. Anyways, so a question comes up, what will I be reading next? Well, I bought The Bromance Book Club by Alyssa K. Adams when I was at the bookstore yesterday. I bought that and a couple of other books. I still have a minute. I bought that and a couple of other books. I also got The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins and The Archer at Dawn by Swati Tirhala. I'm not sure which one I'm going to read. I'm actually kind of feeling The Wife Upstairs right now. Really feeling that. So maybe that'll be, maybe if I can ever get my audiobook subscription to work, maybe that's what I will do for an audiobook. Who freaking knows? In a shocking turn of events, we're doing another 2-week vlog because I'm bad at vlogging. It's fine. I'm not here for long. I just wanted to come and tell you guys that I really haven't found out what my next read is at this point. Although I think we have finally solved our issues with Scribd. I think I might be able to start listening to my audiobook again, which will be great because I really want to finish this book. But we'll talk about that later if we can. So, what are we reading? So at the moment, I'm kind of in the middle, not in the middle, I'm like at the beginning of 2 different books. Makeup Breakup by Lily Manon. This hasn't grabbed me yet. We're only in chapter 2, and the main character just monologued like a supervillain. Like, she's out there telling him all about how he stole her app, and blah, 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 and how he's a terrible person, and da-da-da-da, and how she's righteous. I'm just like, okay, Lex Luthor. I'm like, do people do this? Do people really do this in real life? Like, I know I would. I think once we get past this kind of opening where we're actually getting to know the characters, I'll be better about it and, like, I'll be into it. But at the moment, I'm like, so the things that were working for me in the Dimpleverse, the other books that she's written, not quite working for me here. Just kind of, like, we'll see what happens. And then I'm also at the beginning of The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. I am, like, intrigued. I really like the writing style. Now, this is a book that if you don't like books that are aware that they have an audience, this probably isn't going to be for you because you read this writing style and it's very aware that someone is there paying attention to the story, with the way things are described, with the way the narration is delivered. I don't mind that. I feel like I'm sitting here being told a story by someone who is right there in the same room with me. I don't mind that. I enjoy that experience. But I do know there are people that are going to look at this style and just be like, ugh. I also, have I already mentioned, I don't know how I feel about this word. Being in here, I have a problem with the fact that they're talking about magic, and she's making a point about how white supremacy takes indigenous cultures, takes black cultures, takes non-white cultures, and views them as less. So she's making this point using religion, but she calls Native American and African magics savage. Like, I don't... Like, it's contradicted the very next sentence where it's like, that's absolutely wrong and utter bullcrap. But my thing is, there are so many ways we could have worded that sentence knowing how the word savage has been weaponized against indigenous and Native American communities. Like, I'm just like, I understand your greater point, but word choice. I guess the thing for me is when she was writing, I saw when people were asking about 10,000 Doors of January and asking about the race of her main character, which her main character presents as black, but she is not black because that's a spoiler, but she's not of this world. She's from another, like, planet, and they're all dark-skinned there. And so I understand what she was doing with that. Was it the best choice where she set the particular story that she set? Because she set it in, like, the, not antebellum, the post-war, Civil War South. But, like, she claims that she uses care when researching this. And yet, like, that's a very simple, like, I try not to use the word savage at all at this point in my life because I know how it has been used. I know the connotation, and I know that it has been used as a slur. I feel like as white authors, we have to do better. We have to be aware of not just the big things, like we have to be aware of how we are delivering the information, and we have to be aware of how our word choice can impact the people taking in that information.
Hello friends, it is midnight on Saturday. Well, actually it is 12:30. Oh, it's almost 1 a.m. So we are starting, hello, it's a 2-week vlog. We're starting our boss battle for Loki. For Loki. And it's supposed to be chaotic. I forgot something, hold on. It is midnight. This is the first prompt for this chaos readathon. Next prompt isn't until after I wake up. People are so mad at us for not announcing when each round starts. Yeah, whatever. It's based on Loki. Do you think Loki announces his plans until he is doing his plans? No. So, long story short, I need to flip this quarter to choose which book I'm going to read. So heads or tails. Now, the books that we have chosen, because we were told to choose 2 books ahead of time, is The 100 Rebellion by Cass Morgan. Very short. I posted pictures of my nice short books in hopes that people would take the hint. Other book is my favorite boy with a metal arm, Edward Elric. Well, technically it's Fullmetal Alchemist Volume 1. So, we are going to say Ed gets to be heads, and the 100 gets to be tails because it let me down, or at least the show. Now, I'm terrible at flipping coins, so we'll see how this works. That didn't work at all. It landed on its side. Okay, hold on. Heads. Fantastic. Let's try this again and actually, like, flip it out. Okay. Okay, that's how you're... Heads again. That's how you're supposed to flip coins. So I get to start with Fullmetal Alchemist. We'll see. I've got other books that I need to read this weekend as well, so I'm going to read this one. I might pick up The 100, possibly, because that is on my TBR for spring. I also have books. Other options if I get super invested. I'm reading We Hunt the Flame. I finally got a copy of it. Like, I was able to check it out from Hoopla. Oh gosh. I'm going to do a whole video on my just debacle with Scribd. We no longer use that service on this YouTube channel. Doesn't happen anymore. Scribd is dead to me. So I have Siege and Storm. I may pick this up this weekend. Yeah, so those are the 3 books that we're thinking about reading. Now that I have committed to Fullmetal Alchemist, maybe I have a headache. I should go to bed. I really should. I really should. But I could also be finished my first book for the readathon. Maybe I'll just, like, read a little bit. Maybe that's what we'll do. I just finished Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 5. I'm very tired. Excited though. Very excited. I thought Bucky had gone, because Bucky's a sweetheart apparently, and gotten Sam a new pair of wings from Wakanda. Didn't realize till the end of the episode when he's unlocking that box, I was like, oh snap, that's his suit. We are going to see the new Captain America suit, the real new Captain America suit, not that mess that John Walker was wearing. Love how John Walker is turning out to be exactly the character that I thought he was going to be. Exactly the kind of entitled, just jackass that I thought he was going to be. But just like I could see, I just saw his face and I was like, you have that face. You have it. I know exactly who you are, you frat boy douchebag. dare he let that woman talk to his wife like that? Like, honestly, that kind of pisses me off more than the murder. Anyways, I'm gonna read a book. I'm gonna maybe read a book. So it's morning. And to no one's surprise, I actually just went to bed last night. Woke up, we've gotten our next prompt. I don't remember when we get the third prompt, because I could literally go look at it, but I'm embracing the chaos. It's gonna be weird, odd hours because I'm evil. And that's what I suggested. I was like, no, we shouldn't do it at like 12 and 24, and no, we should do it at weird hours. So no one's expecting it. No pattern. Anyways, so the next two things I have to choose between are read to halfway in this, or I choose a die. I roll a die and I read to that number of chapters. This is a manga. There are no chapters. You can guess what I'm going to have to do. And if I finish this, I will probably do that in the other book that I chose. So we will see. I'm going to try and be super extra and do all of the prompts for at least one book. Let's see how that works. Hi, hello, it's 7 p.m. I just woke up from a 3-hour nap. It's fine, I needed it. I finished this, though, before I did the nap. I still love it. It is still, like, it's funny because you read it and so manga is a much more fluid, loose style when it comes to the art than comic books were. I was discussing this with a friend. So you'll have a lot, like, even in serious stuff like this, you'll have a lot more, like, weird comic, like, random off-the-wall drawings. You'll have, hold on, let's see if I can find one early. Because, like, you'll have stuff that's real dramatic, like this. It's not really a spoiler. You can see it on the front of the cover. But you also have stuff, let's see, can I find, like, I mean, like, look at these action shots. They're so good. Like that. So you've got that that typical comic book style, but then you also have, let's see if we can find it. They'll have this, like, really cool art, and then they'll have, like, really random, like, there's, like, this. Like that. And that's not even as crazy as it can get. But, like, it's not, it's like almost like a style that will break the fourth wall with the reader at times. Like, not quite where it's almost discussing stuff with the reader, but where it's doing stuff like, hold on, do we have, maybe this will be it. Like, where you have stuff like this. Like, that's a consistent thing that Ed does right there. Or they'll have, like, this little guy, like, talking in the background or something similar with Ed. So it's just really interesting to be reading this and be like, you know, have this really, really detailed style, and then you'll have very simplistic stuff because Ed's freaking out. And that's something that you see in a lot of manga, actually, that, like, you'll have a couple different styles. Another, like, noted, what's the word, example is, like, when you read Naruto, you've got Sakura, and then you have Inner Sakura, and, like, she'll be a lot more cartoony than just the normal animation style, because they do still go for, like, a lot of realism and detail. Not animation, but, like, drawing style. They do still go for, like, a lot of, like, detail and realism, even though it's, like, obviously a cartoon character. So anyways, I finished that, and that means I've completed 3 prompts so far. So I've completed the first prompt, which is to use a coin to flip your book, or pick your book, flip a coin to pick your book. I read to the middle point on this, and then I also read till the page number matched to my birth year. So the next one I'm going to pick up is I'm going to read The 100 Rebellion. This is the final book in the 100 series, and hopefully it doesn't burn you the way the freaking show did. If you're interested in what happened there, I will put you can watch the video. So what I'm going to do, because I am extra and an overachiever, I'm going to do the 2 prompts that I didn't do. So I'm going to do the prompt that is roll a die, and you get to, like, whatever number comes up, that's the number of chapters you have to read. Because these are pretty decently short chapters. Like, that was 12 pages. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do the one that's, like, read
take whatever number of pages you just read, because that'll be really easy because I'm starting the book, and read that number again, because the next prompt is not until later this evening. So I'm gonna do that, but first I do need to like do some other things. So I'm going to clean up a little bit. I'm gonna just like work for 15 minutes in my room, and then I am going to do something else. Oh, edit. I'm gonna edit videos for a little bit because I do need to like post something today to stay on track with Veda. Not that I've been on track this entire freaking month. If you want to know exactly what kind of nerd I am, I had to search in my Lord of the Rings Trilogy Edition for a die so that I could roll it. So, here we go.
How many chapters do I need to read? Be kind to me.
2.
I need to read 2 chapters. This readathon's just been real good to me.
I think I forgot to mention that, like, my goal today, there we are. I think I forgot to mention that, like, my goal is to finish this book by the end of the night. I also need to start editing tomorrow's video for Veda, so I'll probably start doing that, and like, I'm gonna go get the clips loading over, and then we'll move from there. Okay. I read my I read more because I just read to the end of the chapter, but I read my 28 pages. So now, because we have time, how long do we have before the next prompt drops? I wonder. I'm gonna check it out. I know Bree sent a picture. I don't think it's until like later today or tomorrow. Next one is at 11 a.m. So I have time. I don't think I'm going to do the hour thing yet. I think I'll do the hour thing later. Or I could do it now. I think I'm going to do it now. So to do this thing, I'm going to go downstairs first. And I am going to make myself some tea. Will it be tiki with the caffeine? Probably not. That's probably a terrible idea. Hold on. We're going downstairs into the darkness. We are almost 12 hours away from the end of this readathon. Obviously for me that's more like 10 hours away because I stay up till 11. So anyways, I'm actually quite happy with the amount of reading I've gotten done. Last you saw, I was bouncing like a bouncy ball to different spots in my house to read. I think I only repeated one of those spots once, and even then I was in a different position. We are at page 144 of the 100 Rebellion. If you haven't been watching me on Twitter, if you didn't see this on Twitter, I'm just having a time with this because this is the Bell Arc content we could have had in the final season. I don't think, if you haven't read these books, I don't think you understand how clearly, like, this is what the final season should have been. Like, right down to the fact, they're dealing with a cult that is kidnapping people. This is what we should have had. We're on page 3 and it's like, Clark's boyfriend, Bellamy, and I'm like, oh, why? Painful. And they are so good together, and it's just frustrating that they just let the final season happen the way it happened. That they did Bellamy Blake like that. We all know Jason was just being petty. Okay, so anyways, I am enjoying it. I like it. It is very, very typically like 2012, 2015 dystopian. It's very much in that zone. It's like the selection. Do I care? No. But We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Fazel. I am... Well, you can see the chingy. I'm here, right there, which is page 4 something. I'm almost done. It is page 410. So this is my audiobook for when I need audiobooks. We have 12 hours left. I think we need to lower our expectations because I have a lot. Well, actually, we have 12 hours and 20 minutes. I have a lot of things I need to get done, including food. I need to film a couple of videos. I don't think I'm going to the library today. I wanted to go to the library, but then I decided maybe I'll just read all books I own again this month. And I have library books I can use. Maybe I'll use one of those on some of my, like, I need to actually, like, tell myself to read some of those. So, anyways, that's where we are. I am really enjoying this book. I love the language that Hafsa uses. She just describes things in such pretty ways. Like, I'm like, if I was reading this physically, I would be highlighting certain passages just because the language, the way she words things, just so nice. I also really enjoy the characters. I mostly care about Zafira and Nasir. Like, let's be honest, we know who we're talking to. I like the angst. I like the just, yeah. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun with it. He is so dark and tortured and sad, and I love it. And it's not entirely his fault, but it kind of like it's one of those things where he's making bad choices, but he's making them for reasons that are very personal, and because he loves people. But still making bad choices. And then we have Zafira, who's just like, no, love is too much. We don't love here. I can't do that. And, like, loves with the hardest of her being, even though she's sitting there going, no, it hurts. Love hurts. I will never love again. Honey. I completely forgot we're supposed to check in on the prompt for what we're supposed to be doing. It dropped at 11. I'm just now sitting down to read for the day. I'm gonna watch this and we'll react.
Okay, this is a new one. There's a portal in the sky. I don't know what to do.
There's been a portal, hon.
They brought aliens.
There's been aliens.
I feel like everything that we're doing is just making it worse.
Yes.
This is my second day on the job, guys. I don't know what to do. Assistant to the director speaking.
Second day on the job. Why would they put you in charge of this if this was your second? This person must have been very highly qualified. This person being whoever Brianna is created. I don't think we have a name for them yet, but
I have a new mission for you, should you choose to accept it. Please do. I need you to complete one of these 2 missions, and maybe we will defeat Loki and not be under his mind control. Also, I still can't find Bart. That's the other news. Fury's handwriting is like a little small child. Please complete one of the 2 missions. The first is to read 100 pages. The second is to multiply your age by 3 and read that many pages. Assistant to the director out.
That walk off. Oh, these are so good. So there are 100 pages left in this novel. So here's the thing. So 100 pages, or we could do 3 times my age, which is times 3, 90. I might as well do 100 pages at that. Okay, so I'm reading The 100 Rebellion. We're almost to the 244 page mark, and I'll have done all of the prompts by this point, but I do need to do the reading out loud part. So we're gonna read this conversation because yeah. So we're pretty far in the book. I don't know. We found a dead body. And it has been set up like a scarecrow, so. Anyways, this is where we're coming in for this conversation. Oh, shit, someone whispered. Clark spun around and saw Paul staring at the scarecrow, his face white with horror. I know, Clark said, forcing herself to breathe as tears began to fall down her cheeks. We should look for the body. We can't leave him like this. What? No way, Paul said, backing away. Okay, fine, I'll deal with it later, but we need to figure out what to do next. But Paul had already turned around and was breaking into a run. Hey! Clark called. Where are you going? A crashing sound made Clark jump to the side. She grabbed a stick from the ground and raised it above her head, ready to pummel whoever emerged from the trees. Clark! Are you okay? I'm coming! Clark! We could have had it all. I'll try that again. We could have had it all. I really just like, they were so perfectly poised for exactly what's going on in this book, and I'm so just angry at whoever greenlit whatever happened in season 7, because season 7 was a mess and should not have happened. Okay? And it's not like we couldn't have had Bellamy and Clark kissing because of code, because obviously the 2 actors are married. They are clearly in each other's bubble. I'm angry. Very angry. There's no way on God's green earth that Bellamy would ever go against something. Why would you spend 60 seasons reinforcing the fact that they are a team, only to have that team fall completely freaking apart in the 7th season? Having to make characters go completely out of character. I've never seen characterization butchered so poorly in my life. Sorry, I'm gonna stop ranting about the 100 now. I'm just gonna finish my book. Why did I read so many books in this vlog? Okay, so hi, Margaret here. I think I have everything that we were discussing at some point. Wrapping up, and I'm gonna try and wrap this up quickly because I would like to go on my walk before the sun goes down and all of that good stuff. But if I don't do this now, hold on, let's take you out. There we go. If I don't do this now, then I will not get started for the next vlog. And it's already Tuesday. Like, I didn't do this yesterday. Now I need to do this today. I can't keep putting this off. So, anyways, weekend is over. It's Tuesday. We are wrapping up this last vlog. It was a two-week vlog. It was a lot of a vlog. I think it was supposed to be originally April 1st through the 7th, and then it just got away from me. It's fine. This is what we read in this time period. I read so many books. Finished too many books for me to just... Why did I read so many books? Anyways, I finished Actor Age Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. Gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed it. It's not my favorite of the Brown sisters books. I think that's probably gonna be Chloe's book, but I still freaking loved it. I thought Eve and Jacob were really cute, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I highly recommend the series. It is so much fun. I love Talia Hibber's writing. She writes things in ways that who would think to write it that way. I also, in this vlog, finished The Bride Test by Helen Huang. Absolutely adored it. Again, liked the first book better, but this was still really, really good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I cannot wait for book 3. I'm just like, Michelle and I are just sitting there like, when's it coming out? When do we get it? We want it. We want it now. So I just absolutely adore this. I'm so glad that I did the video where I picked up the first book because this series has just been so good to me. I highly recommend it. It was super cute. After that, I think the next book that I finished would have been this weekend, and that is backwards, Fullmetal Alchemist Volume 1 by Hiromu Arakawa. I love this series. It is still just as good. This is my first time like reading the official manga. I love these characters so much. I'm so excited for the next volume because I'm pretty sure next volume we get to meet Winry. Either next volume 2 or volume 3. I have both of them. I'm just gonna keep reading until we get to meet a Miss Winry Rock. But angle may have changed because we ran out of room on the memory card. It's fine. That's what happens when you have several giant projects sitting on the same memory card. Let's keep going with this. So other books that I finished this week. Okay, so since I talked about it mostly on this vlog, I'm going to talk about this. But first, I finished We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Fazel. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Highly enjoyed it. The angst was there. The romance was there. The pining. There was plenty of kissing, even though there was no kissing. Well, there was a little bit of kissing. But like plenty of what I wanted from a romance in this romance. I'm just so happy with it. I cannot wait to read book 2. It was really good. Also, the writing is absolutely just like... The way she does sentences, just pretty, wonderful. I love it. I will be picking up the second book sometime soon, at some point. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't been to the bookstore lately, but I do want to, I want to actually own this series. And then the final one, technically I didn't finish this until last night, but since I read most of it during this vlog, I'm going to talk about it now. That's The 100 Rebellion by Cass Morgan. This was everything I wanted from the final season. This is what we could have had in the final season, only better because the show just took things and elevated them. Like, this is really good. It is your standard 2010s, mid-2012s YA novel, dystopian, post-apocalyptic, all of that. I love it. I love the characters. I love Bellamy and Clark. Could give 2 craps about Glass. Don't care about Glass. Do care slightly about Wells, but not as much as Bellamy and Clark. I just, like, there are storylines in this book that I do wish had been put into the show. I understand why they weren't, because we made stupid decisions and killed characters off way too early. So I understand why they weren't put in the show, but at the same time, there are parts of the show, or parts of this that I wish had been in the show, and parts of the show that I wish had been in this. I do think that the show gets a lot more deep into the character. It definitely takes everything that Cass Morgan created and dialed it up to 10. That said, the last season was absolutely abysmal. Just one of the worst examples of storytelling I have ever seen. Just what was plot in the entirety of season 7? What was it? What was foreshadowing? What was, like, I could go on. Like none of the things that happened in season 7 that I saw and have heard made sense based on what the last 6 seasons were. It's fine. I'm not still bitter about that. This healed a small part of my soul. I mean, I'm still bitter, but like, I'm happy. They got to go out the way they should have gone out in the show. They were given the story in this book that they should have been given in season 7, and I really appreciate that, and I'm very sad that Jason Rothenberg really missed the vision of the entire series. So, anyways, those are all of the books that I have read in this vlog. This vlog is going to have been 3 weeks long, I think, or 2 weeks long, or something. I'm not entirely sure at this point. We will figure it out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, there will be other videos over here. Also, you can give it a thumbs up. I'm gonna move over so you can see the other videos over here without losing my beautiful face. Beautiful face. That is it for now, my friends. Happy reading, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye!